And we have the USA going up against Japan. And here is how they got here, Vic.
The USA beat China before suffering a defeat to Chinese Taipei. Meanwhile, Japan took out Germany, then lost to Mexico, sending them into this bronze medal final.
Well, let's not waste any time. Let's get the athletes out onto the range.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the contenders for the bronze medal match. This is the team of Japan. Representing Japan and shooting for the bronze medal, Olympian Ren Hayakawa, Olympian Yuki Hayashi, and Tomaka Ohashi. And here come their opponents. Please welcome the United States of America. Representing the United States of America, Olympian Mackenzie Brown, Olympic medalist Katuna Lori, and Erin Mickleberry. Japan will be shooting first under the supervision of World Archery judge Hossein Nasarenejad.
Thank you. Archers, please prepare. Okay, Japan shooting first, USA shooting second. USA!
Well, there is a line judge, Hussein Nasarenejad. He will call the range clear and safe for shooting very shortly. Japan will go up first. They are the world number 9 team. Ren Hayakawa, Yuki Hayashi, and Tomoko Ohashi. We're in the set system here. 4 sets for each team, 6 arrows per team, 3 athletes on each team. And Japan get us underway for the Recurve women's team bronze match. Well, 27 out of a possible 30 halfway through the set for Japan, so it's the turn of the USA, Mackenzie Brown, Katuna Lorig, and Erin Mickleberry.
Japanese team started off a little bit on the right-hand side. The American team starting off a little bit on the left-hand side here. Some of these wind conditions can be slightly different from the practice field to the competition venue. The competition venue is shielded slightly more and will have different winds than what they sighted in for moments ago.
And the wind played a big factor yesterday, but the USA matching Japan. We're in a set system here, so the scores build through the set. If you get the top score in the set, you get 2 points, level pegging 1 point per team.
First to 5 wins the match.
looks like the Japanese have just adjusted a tiny bit for the wind, as Vic said, drifting off to the right in the first three. These first 2 arrows of the second half of the set, just slightly to the left, but very central. Well, a maximum of 60 possible, 54 points for Japan, and they've laid down the gauntlet for the USA. You see the countdown clock, just over 60 seconds to shoot these 3 arrows for the USA.
So they need now an 8 to tie the set, or a 9 or better to win it.
Well, an 8 is what they get, and it is all tied up at 54 apiece. So 1 set point each for the USA and Japan in the first of 4 sets. And Vic, it's all about groupings, isn't it? And trying to get your arrows all grouped together. Communication, a big thing. And here we see a comparison.
All right, so we noticed looking at this, the U.S. team, their group's a little bit more on the left-hand side. The Japanese team started out on the right, then quickly adjusted and maybe overcompensated just a little bit, ending up on the left-hand side. These teams will quickly figure out where to aim and to get their sight centered on the target.
Well, it's Recurve Sunday, Compound Saturday. The wind played a big factor, but it's just died down a little bit here in Salt Lake City. It wasn't strong yesterday, but it was blustery.
It kind of came and goes. So some of the gusts were really difficult for the archers to shoot in yesterday. So far today, it's windy and it's gusty, but not as bad as yesterday. But as the afternoon goes on, we'll see what happens.
See the athletes talking to each other as our lines judge gets us back underway. Japan kicked us off in the first set, so as the scores are tied, they will begin again in the second set. Unlike yesterday, the scores are wiped after the first set, and we start afresh on 0. 6 arrows per team. Second set of the Recurve women's team bronze medal match between the USA and this team, Japan. Good sighter.
Looks like they got this wind figured out now.
Oh, just as you say that, a little bit of a misjudgment there to reset.
It's a 9 just off the top, so looks like they've got dialed in now.
Good grouping from the Japanese, 29 out of a possible 30. We'll just mark down to 28 there, but they did use a lot of time on those first 3 hours. Over to the USA.
That wasn't the start they were hoping for on that, but a lot can happen in these arrows. The U.S. coach told me they were doing really good on their time management on their practices and early matches. In these conditions, I would consider any arrow that hits the yellow an excellent shot, and even sometimes a close 8's not bad.
Well, advantage Japan halfway through the second set. They have a 5-point lead here. Better groupings in the first half of the set as well.
You notice that these Japanese archers and a couple of the Americans, they're wearing a bucket-style hat. This is more for function than fashion. A normal cap, sometimes they have problems with the bowstring hitting it. Well, sure, you can even see a little contact to the string to that hat. Ooh,
just pulling out
really
right
close to the buzzer on that one. I didn't quite catch that, if that was in time or not, but that was very close.
Well, they marked it down as a 6. But you're right, pointing out the hats is important. It's very bright on the shooting line. The sun is beaming here and there's not a cloud in the sky, so it's reflecting off the shooting line. Well, this one's slipped away despite the 6. The USA can only score 49 here.
Yeah, at this point, when you've already lost the set, you're just trying to get relaxed, settled in, ready for the next one. That's the beauty of the set system. You can miss the target one shot and come back shooting great the next and be right there. 3-1 advantage to Japan.
Yeah, Japanese just breaking away the 52 out of a possible 60, but an errant first 3 arrows from the USA in the second set opened the door for the Japanese team. But we're only halfway through as we look at some of shots in that second set. And you can see the grouping there, very good until that last arrow drifting over to the right. But Japan still got the 2 points.
Yeah, on the replay, you can see they got it off there in time, but just in time. They've definitely trained for that. Somebody must have been counting to them.
Yeah, but obviously the time factor had played a part there to drift that one out to the right.
Yeah, she probably had to force that shot early to get it off.
9, 9, 9, 6.
Well, we can hear the target judge just calling out the scores at the end of the 70-meter range. Yesterday was shooting over 50 meters, today over 70. And Vic, the conditions have been the same as yesterday. We would have seen some low scores, perhaps?
Yeah, I would have expected to have seen a lot of difficulties if the winds were as bad as yesterday. And it may be before the day's up. We don't know.
Yeah, we'll look to see. But at the moment, the conditions are looking pretty good. I think I may have spotted the chap that beat you in the 2000 Olympic final there, Simon Fairweather.
Yes, you did.
Up in the VIP lounge.
Yep, incognito with his big beard.
So we're just waiting for
Range clear.
Hussein Nasrinajad to clear the range.
Strong shot, strong finish.
That's a bit better start there from the USA, trailing. They shoot first for the first time in this third set, the bronze medal match.
All the way through, keep going. All the way through. Strong finish.
Drifting down to the left there.
It's okay, good shot. Aiming up more. Finish the shot.
Katina Lorig, she's settling things down a little bit, fist pumps all around. Seems to be shooting just a little bit quicker than the other two as well.
Yeah, she got it off and good smooth shot there.
That was quick as well.
That was a fast one. You know, it was less than 30 minutes ago we were standing down there on the field and the wind was nearly calm with a very slight headwind. Now this wind has really picked up from what it was when we were down there 30 minutes ago.
Well, longer hold, but almost hit the same spot there.
USA needs to pick up a few points on this one.
Drifting out to the left again. Now remind us, Vic, how many set points for the victory?
5 points, first to 5.
So they need to at least tie here, otherwise the USA are going out.
Groupings opening up as the wind's been picking up, but as you said, they have to tie this set in order to stay alive.
Lorig
with another 10.
Beauty there. 48 putting the pressure on. .56 possible for the Japanese team here. They've dropped 2, but they can afford that. Still on for 54 with a maximum in the last 2 arrows. Oh, just on the 6-7 line, so it gets marked up as a 7. 8 to win here. Pressure starting to play its part here. Oh, what a brilliant finish there with a 10. And Japan have taken the bronze medal in the recurve women's team event, beating the USA 5 points to 1. Well, Vic, as we look at the teams shaking hands, the Americans gracious there in defeat. What happened for the American team in the second set?
The groups just opened up a little bit, and it's hard to say. It's a little hard to say from up here in the booth exactly what they were feeling down there for the wind. It could have been the wind pushing them around. It could have been nerves. There's a lot of things that can cause an arrow to miss their mark.
Well, Japan will be happy. Some of their team archers in the crowd cheering them on. It looks like we'll be seeing the Japanese team just a little bit later on for the women's medal ceremony. Consistency the key in the game as we look at some of the highlights. Beautiful 10s from the number 3s for both teams, to be fair.
Most of the shots I saw here were technically good on both teams. I didn't see a lot of big mistakes being made. Even the arrows that missed, some of it was hard to say because it wasn't visually apparent on some of the misses. There was a lot of good shots being made.
Well, that's the bronze medal over with. Now it's time for the recurve women's team gold medal match between Chinese Taipei and Mexico. And here's how they got here.